What's up, everybody? This is Carl from Technical Goodies, and today we are looking at the new M4 13-inch iPad Pro. So yes, I went ahead and picked one up for myself. If you have watched our Ctrl+Alt+Discuss podcast, you would probably already know the reason that I picked this up. So basically, I've been rocking the old iPad Pro. This is the 12.9-inch. Prior to the M1, M2, M3, M4 chips. So prior to the M chips, this is the one that I've been using for quite some time now. And it's great, and it does virtually everything that I want it to do, but I wanted to go ahead and upgrade because of two main factors. One is the new M4 chip, which will allow me to run some higher end programs like my DaVinci Resolve editing software, as well as the new OLED screen. So my goal with this unboxing is to not get too bogged down into the specs and all the details of the iPad itself. I wanted to give you sort of a comparison between the old one and the new one, as well as give you an idea of how it feels to use it and why you might want to upgrade. If you have the previous gen iPad, maybe it's not worth upgrading for you, but this is, for me, going from the older chip to the newer chip and to the newer screen, I think it's going to make a big difference. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We'll do a standard unboxing here. Pull tabs on the back. And obviously in the box you have the iPad itself with a nice little paper wrapper to protect it. You have your documentation as always. They do give you a charging brick, which is nice nowadays, as well as a USB-C to USB-C cable. Both very nice to be able to charge your device. I think sometimes we don't end up getting these little charging bricks, but this is nice because it'll have the higher end fast charging ability. So for the iPad itself, let's take a look at it. Now this is a 13-inch iPad, but the question is it going to be bigger or smaller than the old one? Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the old one here on the left and the new one here on the right. Now I haven't set this up yet, but what you can see is they are almost virtually identical in size. Let's go ahead and put this new one on top of the old one here and see that, yep, they're virtually identical in size. I don't know if they use the same sort of case or anything like that, but let's take a look at the side profile view. So again, it's supposed to be the thinnest, lightest iPad that they've made to date, but I'm not seeing that much difference here. I'll go ahead and hold this up as close as I can, see if we can get it to focus. But I'm not seeing that much difference in the two iPads themselves. I think that the new M4 iPad is definitely going to have just a little bit slimmer of a profile here, but as far as size, they're virtually identical. So let's go ahead and get this new one all set up. It's not much difference as far as the look and feel of the device itself. You have two speaker ports on this side, two speaker ports on this side, as well as your USB-C charger. And if we look at this one here, you also have the same amount of speakers, 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as your USB-C charger. And while this is setting up, I will see if I can take a little video here of the difference in the size. And you can see that on the left is my normal iPad, and on the right is the new one. And you can see there is just a slight size difference between the two. And one other important thing to point out is the fact that they have moved the camera, the front-facing camera, which on the old iPad is on the side of the bezel here. They've actually moved it up to the top center here, so it's actually fairly difficult to see on camera, but you can see that it is on the top. Okay, so now that we're all set up, I think one of the things that we wanted to take a look at was whether or not we felt like the OLED screen on the new one is more impressive than on the previous one. I think the difficult part is really going to be whether or not you'll be able to see this on the camera or not. But what I'm seeing from a visceral sort of first-person viewpoint is the fact that the right one is more vibrant. The iPad screen has always been good. I've never had a problem with it, but you are getting a more sort of vibrant look to it. So let's go ahead and open up the App Store here. I'll do it at the same time if I can. So you can see on the right one here with the new chip, everything's already loaded up and running. I'm going to download Chrome and we'll do some tests with that. So we'll go ahead and load up Chrome here. And they're both going to YouTube. So you can see again the M4 iPad, which it should be a little bit quicker, but I'm not seeing anything that's extremely noticeable as far as the speed. All right, so loading up one of my videos here. Both are in 2160, so 4K resolution. Go ahead and maximize these both up. Okay, so what I've done is gone ahead and adjust the brightness, and hopefully you can see this, but the brightness on this right side on the new M4 iPad is just, actually, it's surprisingly good. I have them both at max screen brightness, and the one over here is just so vibrant and so bright with the new OLED screen that you can absolutely 100% tell the difference. Hopefully, again, you can see that on the camera above, but I'm most definitely seeing a difference. Let me go ahead and use my phone so you can see a little bit more of the difference. So you can see the brights are even brighter and the darks are even darker. And if we go ahead and sort of look at a middle shot here of both of them compared together, you can definitely see that the one on the right has a lot more vibrancy to it. But as far as responsiveness and the way that everything seems to work, it all does seem like I'm not having that much difference in performance as far as navigating like the UI. Everything seems to be pretty snappy, no issues there. And as far as sort of the weight of the device itself, I wish that I had a scale here, which I don't have. But the one on the left is definitely heavier. One of the things that I always have to do when I get an iPad is make sure that I get like a case for it. And that's going to add extra weight to it. But I'm not careful enough not to have a case on my expensive iPad, so I make sure to always get one. So the one on the right, being just ever so slightly lighter, might be noticeable, might not be noticeable with a case on, but most definitely noticeable. Right now I'm kind of running a OLED screen tester that doesn't do anything but sort of show the difference between an OLED and a non-OLED screen. So with the colors and with the grayscale, but what I'm noticing here is that if you look at the sort of rounded edge, the M4, the new M4 iPad on the right here does have kind of a little bit more of a rounded edge, if that's something that bothers you. But in general, both of the screens look, as far as size goes, looks identical. But what I am seeing off, most definitely, and hopefully I'm getting some of these close-up pictures here, is that the screen quality is definitely the big seller for this. And again, it's pretty obvious as far as the difference goes between the whites on the one on the right, the M4 iPad, and the one on the left, which is my old iPad. The old iPad looks a little bit, I would say, more yellow, less bright, vibrant white. And then the one on the right is definitely a cleaner, crisper look to it. So that's pretty much it. I wasn't really looking to get too deep into the specs. I just wanted to kind of show you, for those out there that kind of like to see the product and just see it in someone's hands, that's what I wanted to show you. I really just wanted to give you a look and feel and an unboxing. So hopefully you like that. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. This is Carl from Techful Goodies, and I'm out.